You're with a you're with a tank top, and I'm with a fuzzy as fuck jacket.
I should be in one of those. My apartment stays freezing cold because Kaylee loves it freezing. But I just got done
Should
with the
be.
cardio and stuff, so I'm a little yeah, as it should be. I'm warm right now, and I'm drinking cough. This actually,
Oh,
I can't even sip that, bro. That is hot as shit.
cheers, brother.
Yes,
Dude,
sir.
doesn't it fucking sucks when you go to like Starbucks or whatever coffee place it is really, and it's like, okay, I want a coffee to drink it now. Why would you give it to me fucking burning hot like freaking magma out of the volcano? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Happened to
Sometimes
me
I even
this
say,
morning.
can you leave a little bit of room and add some regular water to like cool it off a little bit? Because fuck, dude,
Hmm.
I hate when they do that. Then I'm
So
either
you
gonna burn the fuck out of my mouth or have to wait there like 10 minutes until it cools off.
you want to hear what happened to me the other day?
Mm.
And I didn't post it for a specific reason. But
Uh oh.
coming back from Starbucks the other day, got me a nice venti. This is not Starbucks, obviously, but it was a cup like this. Nice venti, hot black. And I'm driving, and honestly, it happened so fast. I don't really know what happened, but the coffee ended up in my lap, and I like slammed on the brakes in the middle of the road, and like, dude, I mean, there is. I wish I could show you on camera, but it's like on my thigh, but just burnt, just nasty like skins fucking degree. You could probably see it in the post I made on my story this morning actually. But that like I haven't felt panic like that in a
Yeah,
long
I was gonna
time.
say like not even I'm not even concerned about the mess. I'm like that fucking straight up hurts.
So you see you can see on my inner thigh there's a band-aid over the spots, but there's two other spots that I couldn't cover. But this was like beginning of the week, so it was much worse than that.
Gotcha.
But doing
You look
cardio
great,
after
by the
that,
way, though.
bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. I felt really good this morning, like we were talking about earlier. It's wild. I'm telling you, the Zenith.
Wait,
Du-
just for the viewers, so then we know what we're talking about.
that
Hold on, I kind of. This is your guys, your boys right now. Pretty fucking good for 225.
actually
Shit,
that
good.
actually focused really well. Yeah, yeah.
No, 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 it's pretty good because you're flat as a pancake, but then you're
I
still
am
lean and you still have shape.
very
No, that's
flat.
very good. And I
That's how
already
I
said it
felt.
from your side pictures. I like them a lot. It
What?
like your
Like
side
the side
poses, like your
chest?
side tricep. Yeah,
I
they
do
look
too.
very good. Like
I appreciate that.
very, very well proportional. Like your legs, it may look smaller than what they really are.
Yeah,
Maybe because you're wearing like a pretty straightforward t-shirt sometimes that doesn't tighten up to
yeah,
your core, so then it looks pretty straight up and down. And yeah, you don't have the sweep from the front, but you
yeah,
clearly have the sides from the sides from the side, which
yeah.
it what gives you that nice look on the side shots.
I always thought that was so weird because I started noticing that obviously as my legs grew a little bit. I was like, why? Like they look because I'm like getting made fun of by everybody for how small my legs are. But then I'll take photos and like I look at the side shot and I'm like, but they're not sticks, bro. Like
No,
they're
no, no,
not
they're
that.
not.
You know what I mean?
I
But
think we can call them, if anything, not sticks, but stringy.
yeah, well, there you look at that picture I posted on my story. There I'm so much leg. Like I am
Yeah,
so much leg. My torso's short, so it's just like I have that weird like Steven's like that too. My client Steven,
yeah.
all leg. You know what I mean? So like his legs look decent, but it's like
Usually, taller people are longer legs, like
yeah,
regular size torso, but the legs are longer. So
yeah,
it does make sense. Rarely you would see someone that is stretched out in the torso as well, like more
yeah.
proportional up and down.
There's guys
That's
like
just what I feel. Yeah.
Yemi's kind of like that.
Who?
Do you know? His name's Yemi. He placed like I think he was maybe second or third call outs at the O, but he's classic. But he's a taller guy who has long legs, but his torso is pretty. pretty even. He's got no waist, like so his proportions look really good. But even people like, and I don't know if this is just because like he's filled out, both of them really, or what. But like Samson and Andrew both look pretty, I would say, proportional, like to top and bottom. So
Yeah, but then it's also like you think it's proportional or it seems proportional, but they have the sweep to show it.
that's what I'm saying. They look
So
they look proportional. Yeah.
if you get legs big enough so you can build the sweep, then you will
Hmm.
probably look the same way.
Yeah.
The thing with taller guys usually is like their lats insertion are much higher, so then they are like wide as hell, come, and then it comes like a straight part, which is their
Yep.
midsection because their lats don't insert too low, so they're pretty high, and then
Hmm.
the legs,
Yeah.
which in shorter guys everything's much smoother, like it's more like a curve.
Yeah.
You don't
I
see
know.
that high lat insertion in shorter guys.
No.
What I would
Yeah.
say, average individuals.
Yeah. I know that's the thing. Is like that really is what it is. It's like
Yeah,
say that, but especially in bodybuilding, I mean, average is like even shorter
five
than
seven.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I so when I went to Dallas, I remember seeing Hunter Labrada, and I'm like, he's shorter than I thought.
I've never seen him in person.
He's fucking humongous, but I thought
Yeah.
he was like 5'9" or maybe like 5'10". But no, they're usually like 5'8", 5'7", maybe like five
Yeah.
eight ish. But yeah, no, I think it was like around my height ish. I'm saying ish a lot, but I don't know why I thought like a lot of open bodybuilders they are taller than they look, but they're really like not really. They're
Oh
just
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
huge.
The only ones I've seen in person, like, well, I guess not just open, but I've seen like rough, um, Andrew. That dude is just as big as he looks, like, as tall and stuff on the stage. But Derek, obviously, Matt Grego, like that's how I felt when I saw all of them, especially being much taller than them. It just and like I saw a bunch of like influencers that would come to my gym, Trend Twins, fucking there's this one dude, he's like German or something, but the genetic anomaly. Do you know who that
Anton?
is? No, his name is Genetic Anomaly on Instagram.
Oh,
He's that one. He like wears weird mask. He has that big weird like cancer looking bump in his arm. If you've seen, there's a bunch of like viral videos of him, but you would recognize him if you saw him probably. But like online, you're like, holy shit, he's 21. Like that is a monster of a human. I saw him in person. And it was just like the height difference makes such a visual difference.
yeah.
Obviously, he's far more jacked than I am, but the height is just in my head. I'm like, you're not that big, bro. I'll see you. I'll see you there in like a year. Also, he does copious amounts of gear, so after
Yeah,
this, we'll have
obviously.
to try that.
Um, you said that the Trent twins they are not as dense as they look because
I mean,
on post they look
they
like thick
they
boys.
they are thick, but it's not. It's they're so short that it's almost like you see Andrew Jack, who stands at 6'2", whatever, 300 pounds on stage, damn near. Wow, you have that. Holy
Yeah,
fuck! You don't you kind of like almost giggle because it kind of looks funny because they're so short. Like I know a dude who's 5'2". He's huge. He's like 21. He's probably gonna go pro this year. Looks insane. But like when you see him in person or you see like pictures of him where he's not like posing for bodybuilding or something, it's like I giggle because it's just like, oh, you're such a little like a mini Pekka. Like, but
I
like
feel it.
if you're 5'10" or so, you don't really notice that. But once you get to like the 5'6", 5'5", 5'4", Sean Clarita size, you're like,
Well, but those people, I think, like for example, Sean Floria may not seem like big, but then he's also like huge.
oh, he's a monster. I mean, he's huge,
Yeah, the only
but
person that I saw up close was Nick Walker that I have a picture with when I was like right before my show. He's like 5'7"
yeah,
ish, 5'8", and yeah, he's like fucking wide as a fucking double toy
yeah,
frame. Like Jesus
yeah.
fucking Christ.
Yeah,
But
some of those
I
guys.
don't know. It's just like pictures for some people make them look definitely taller.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of height, there's a perfect connection. I saw Regan posting a comment from, I think it was Lee Priest, saying how they
Justin's client
should. No, no, no,
or
Regan Grimes.
Grimes?
Sorry.
Grimes. Okay.
Um, and the comment was saying how they should split the open division in heights.
I've seen that too, but man, I don't know because there's something about having. So you're talking about that was talking about having like two like separate
So instead
classic
of,
classes
so
almost.
what it would be, I don't know if they would keep or not the 212. Let's say they don't. What they would
Mm,
do is like a 5'7" and below
yep.
category and a 5'7" and above, or like 5'9" and above, whatever it is. Because to Regan's point, what he said, yeah, he's right. I agree his perspective. Like there's, and I think Lee Priest said the same thing, and even sorry, Lee Haney said the same thing, and then Lee Priest commented the same. That yeah, you're judging a more aesthetically pleasing look, like Samson, Andrew, like because they're taller, versus a more compacted, dense look like Derek, Nick.
Yeah.
So those are more like, yeah, Derek is still aesthetic, but then for example Nick, you have like a super mass monster because he's a little bit more compacted versus the other one. So they're like, how can you judge two different physiques, like two very different physiques? And I'm like, I get the point. It would make it a valid argument. And then they wanted to do like then the overall of both, they face each other like they did Arnold and the other guy, the short guy, I can't remember
Well, then
his
what's
name.
the point if they're going to battle for the overall anyways? I think my
That's what I was going to. Is like, that's the point. What are the judges deciding the standard for Mr. Olympia to be? What are
exactly,
you are like?
exactly.
How are you beating the mass monster? How are you compensating for the lack of mass visually to beat that person? Like, and
Yeah,
then in the end, at the end of the day, you are still judged by your own proportions as well.
yeah,
So if someone's a complete mass monster that has no shape whatsoever and it's unproportional, he's not gonna beat you, even if
yeah,
it's like 50 pounds heavier. Like doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah.
So
And that's
I understand the argument, but I still am like, that's the point of the Olympia. Yeah, you're not gonna have like Sean Clarida that has no absolute way of winning the actual Mr. Olympia. Sorry,
yeah, no.
because he's just like way too short. Like regardless, yeah, he beat in Prague. He beat like Regan Grimes and also Sergio Oliva.
He looked real good.
But yeah, but then again, it's like now we're talking. Those were never top 10.
No.
Now we're talking Sean against the top 10. So
Hmm.
I don't know. Um, it's just I know usually the people who agree with this, like they are 100% agreeing with it. They're usually tall people.
Yeah.
And I have a friend that he's in Vegas and he's like on the, yeah, probably 6 foot or not, maybe like 5'11" or 6 foot.
Right on the cusp. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like a thick boy. Like he's like dense. So I'm
Yeah.
like, why do you? What are you agreeing for? It's like,
That's. I mean, and if you're going to have standards for each class, like to your point, like that's the whole point of who's fitting that the best. I think maybe this comes from and I don't think we've seen it necessarily as prevalent as we do now, but I know a lot of people were talking about having like classic is becoming for some of those guys who might be on the shorter end especially that that pathway to open. You know what I mean? To where they get to this point where it's like, well, I can't put on any more size into my weight cap, and I'm not beating XYZ. So then we see it with Urs. I've heard people say it about Mike. I've heard people say it about, obviously this is a different, category with 212, but Keon, like all these different people that could move into open. It's like, if you split that, I feel like that kind of comes from that a little bit. And if you split the class, then again, and if you're going to make them go against each other at the end, anyways, there's going to be people who just fit the classic standard better. It's why Sebum wasn't going to ever be beat by any because he was just perfectly aesthetic for classic. So it's like if you're not, and to your point with Sean Clarita, that's kind of the best part about bodybuilding. If you don't have the structure, you can't outgear the structure. You can't, outwork it. It's like you're born with your shape, your height, all of that. You can't fix it. So it's like if you don't have it, you don't have it. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like for me, I'm not sitting here like, God, I wish they would, do X, Y, Z and do this with the weight cap and do this with the standard, whatever, just so I can fit the bill and maybe have a chance. Like, well, I kind of know, like, do I probably have a Mr. O physique? Probably not, and that is what it is. It doesn't deter me from going 110% at bodybuilding. It doesn't deter me from going as far as I possibly can. But it's like, I don't want them to, mend shit to start fitting, little niche
Yeah,
spots where
like
it's like, let's just
tailoring
keep it.
everything. I also feel
Yeah.
like, so there's a point to be made here because, like, let's say tall person, they need to fill out a lot to be as thick as dense, which means more gear, which means more risk. I completely get the point. Like, yes, of course, you want to mitigate the damage. You want to take
Fuck
as
that.
least as possible, right?
Fuck
But
that.
um, but then the same goes for like shorter individuals. Like, if they want
Yeah.
to compete and they want to be able to get to that point, they need to take the extra rest. Like, there's just a point where your genetics will just not let you go be, and it's like trying to split the division so then you have a better chance of being top 10. Because come on, Regan Grimes, he has a beautiful shape, whatever, but
Yeah.
he'll never beat Samson, in my opinion, ever whatsoever. Only the only way he would do is like if Samson breaks a leg in the stage. That's all. And are you agreeing because you truly believe you this should be the standard, or is it because you just want a higher point and you want to fit in the top 10?
Bias. Hmm. Which even
So
at
it's
that
like
point, fitting in the top
it's a
10,
point. It's like, yeah,
ooh,
we want to, going back to the gear aspect, we do want to keep everything as healthy as possible, right? Of absolutely. But then again, that's part of the sport. Like, the sport is not
exactly.
healthy, and if you do want to win, you gotta take what you have and make it the best. And if that involves taking more gear than the other person, then that's on to you to measure
Yeah.
if you are willing to take the risk of not.
You don't
And if
have
you're
to.
not willing, yeah, if you're not willing to, because that is the only thing that will make you have a chance of winning, but you don't want to take the risk, then that's okay. You don't need to start picking the hair of the on the egg for you
Yeah.
to be having a chance on the top 10.
No,
Like, that
definitely
just
not.
doesn't make sense. Like,
Top
I
10's not even
agree the
worth that.
perspective. Yeah, I understand the argument. I just still disagree,
Yeah, 100%.
because
I
I also like what you said is like, okay, people are going into the 212, which are shorter guys, but then if they really want to push the envelope, yeah, they have to go on the
go open.
open. And you just saw, let's say with Earth, top four, top three, I think in the first couple of Olympias he did. Now he was 12, I believe, in the
Hmm.
Olympia. He went from being a top three, maybe could have won the classic, like you mentioned the last podcast, now to being out of the top 10. So you want to let your body grow, you don't want to make the sacrifices you need to be on the way, and you want to take the little extra risk, okay, go for it. But now for him to be competitive and be able to fit the top 10, then now he needs to start pushing a little bit more on the
Hmm.
risky side of things.
But he also didn't have a choice. Like he was not going to what he was sacrificing to make weight and be where he needed to be in classic. That wasn't going to get him a win. He knows that. So it's like, do I want to sit here, keep holding myself back, keep not seeing my prime physique to lose, to lose, to lose, or do I want to just take this shot? And I think at the end of the day too, it's not. Yes, more risk, sure, but let's keep it real. We see these people go in and out every year. It's not a hey man, if you go open, like you might have a shot, but you're gonna die. That's not the case. Yes, you're being more risky with your health, but dude, we can mitigate a lot, right? And
There's
there's
a
things
lot
that
of
come into
yeah.
play. Genetics, you can know what you're going to be a little bit more susceptible to at that level. You know how you're responding to gear. You've probably used most things in the book. So it's like it's not risky enough for me to be like, oh yeah, we need to do whatever we can to mitigate XYZ just to have these people fit. And I think that's my biggest problem with a lot of not just bodybuilding, a lot of sports, right? We went from, let's go back, hundreds of years. We went from fucking fighting to the death in a coliseum to, man, well, you need to be like, yeah,
Arguing on Instagram.
Yeah, literally. And like they make football so much more soft. Basketball is so much softer. Like every sport is just getting softer and softer. And they're trying to mitigate all of these risks and make it as safe as possible. And it's like that's not the point of these things. Like it's the same thing with like, I saw this video the other day where it's like, nobody wants to play a video game where it's like you do something easy and then you win the game. It's like there's no risk, so the reward doesn't fucking mean anything. If you don't have to lay some shit on the line, there's like it's not as exciting to watch. So it's like those open guys, the reason I have come to love them so much is because like you start to see the more and more you bodybuild how fucking hard it is to get to that point. And like walking around, even me in this, peak of this last off season being, a little chubby at fucking almost 260. That sucked. I can't imagine walking around off season at 320. Like that
That's what you're gonna
is
have to do, probably.
exactly. But it's like that. I like that. You know what I mean? And that's like why I love bodybuilding so much. I said to somebody the other day where it was like, other than bodybuilding, I've suffered a lot in life, I guess, right? Could have been much worse. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But I told, I think it was the girl that braids my hair. I was like, one of the first times I went in there and we were just talking about what we do and whatever. And I said something like, "Oh yeah, I wish I suffered a little bit more," because we were talking about like the mindset that has brought me and like the work ethic and whatever. She was like freaked out, like, "Oh my god, you shouldn't wish to suffer more," blah blah blah. But like we know the outcomes that come from that kind of stuff. So
Mm.
like pushing yourself to these levels in bodybuilding and suffering and doing the things that might be risky, might be a lot of suffering. That's why we like it. That's why I like prep because like right now I'm suffering physically, a little mentally, whatever. But it's like I know every second I'm like, damn, I'm starving, or every second I'm like, damn, I'm gassed. Like I'm that much closer to being where I need to be.
Yeah.
So it's people just need to change their mindsets to that. And it goes to everything in life. It's like if you understand and you start to visualize the shit that sucks as I just got something positive from getting through that, then it's so much easier to go through all of it. So it's just yeah, I don't like the, anything becoming a little bit softer, in
No,
that
there's
regard.
actually, you reminded me. So I just finished another book yesterday.
Was that
Um,
number 7?
no, like number 13, 14.
Oh, I thought you had said something on a post you had been through
Yeah.
like 6 or
So
something.
this one, The Art of the Impossible, and it talks about how. So do you know when you are doing like a task and you lose track of time and you just get so into it and you're like kind of like in a bliss in a way?
Yes.
So the book refers to that as flow. And is that excitement? Is that also what people may feel from watching the sports because they get into this zone and they just lose track of time? And one of the things that trigger flow is risk,
Yeah.
like taking risk. So when you are, of course, to an extent, right, you cannot just take a huge risk and expect you to be in that area because there's like a window. So this is your comfort zone. You need to just, it says like you need to go just like a little bit higher,
Yep.
not like taking an insane risk because that then comes with anxiety.
Calculated risk.
Yeah. Not even calculated, but just like a reasonable risk.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it worthwhile. And then us knowing what we're going for, taking that little extra risk, it makes us more excited. So in this case, it applies too. Like if you really want to accomplish something in life and you want to make that aspect, it's like risk is involved. And
Hmm.
that's what also makes other people enjoy what they're seeing because they know we are taking risks. So they kind of like maybe not relate, but they can feel the risks that took us to go there. That's why open bodybuilding is much more interesting than men's physique.
Yeah.
Like men's physique people, if they take as much drugs as open bodybuilding, they're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I have a red spot. Anyway, but we know the risk and the time and the dedication and the effort and the sacrifice that took the open guys to look that way, to look like such freaks of nature. And that's what makes it exciting as well. Like
Hmm.
we don't know specifically what went behind it to get to that point, but we know it took a fucking lot.
Hmm.
And for them to get to that point, it's also the same thing. It's just like it is. You need to take risks, but that's what, to your point, makes things exciting and makes things worthwhile. If it wasn't risky, you would just be living an average life. Like, who
Yeah,
wants to be that? Like,
yeah,
all good
and
if
that
people want to be like average. Like, that's fine. I not me.
and it's like that's I mean that's why people like watch movies and all these kinds of things. It's shit that they can't fathom doing. It's almost like a fantasy world for them to live vicariously through, right? So it's like, yeah, you got to be one of those people if you want to have those people watching and following and stuff like that. You got to do some maybe a little bit dangerous shit, but like to your point, the men's physique stuff, dude. I see so many. I was thinking about this yesterday because I saw a guy post and I was like, I know what you're like outside of what you post on Instagram. You're not this guy. And it's so many men's physique guys that are like that are pros and are just like, especially ones that are pretty like consistent on posting YouTube and stuff like that. And most of them are like influencers, but a lot of the influencers are pros, especially the men's physique ones. You watch the shit they do outside of them being like, all right, I'm locking in for prep. And it's like, dude, you live like you don't care about bodybuilding at all. I don't understand. And that's why I kind of have like drifted more and more away from men's physique. Not that there aren't guys taking it unbelievably seriously. Obviously there are, but there's a lot easier, don't care, a lot easier to be pro men's physique than it is to regarding your genetics, but then it is to be open or something. It's just a fact. You know what I mean? I mean, you got a whole half of your body you don't really have to worry about. Like, I mean, it's just easier.
And you're
So
half the weight.
yeah, yeah, and that's what like oh, not too bad for 225. It's like, dude, like I follow some people that I've been talking to like online that are also in prep, whatever. It's like some of these guys are my height and you know shredded at 250. I'm like, yeah, that's why I got to stay off the internet more during prep, bro, because
Yeah.
it'll fuck with you for sure, for
That
sure,
will
for
fucking
sure.
makes you right. Yeah. Speaking of
Yeah.
influencers, I have a friend of mine who were talking about social media and what to do, what to post, stuff like that, because he's just starting to be more consistent.
Hmm.
And he works for a very, very, very well renowned company. We'll
Mm.
just stay on
Like a coaching company.
no, like a supplement company.
Oh, okay, okay,
Like
gotcha.
one of the big ones. We're just keep it neutral so we don't speak. And I was like, yeah, you can always ask me, but I'm telling you, like, you are surrounded by a lot of great people on the social media world. So I'm
Hmm.
sure they can give you a hand or help you with tips and what and yet whatnot. And he's like, yeah, they are not caring for anyone else besides themselves, buddy. He's like, you will be surprised how few of these people that you're talking about actually would be willing to help. Like, they're honestly just caring about themselves. They don't give a fuck about anything else. They're not like
Yeah,
what you see in social media. I'm like, wow,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
noted.
You
That
see it all the
sucks.
time, dude. There's some pros that come into my gym too, and it's just like I mean, we've talked about this before, but like there's two pretty big people that were just in the Olympia who I know guys personally who work with them and are like, dude, they suck. Like they're assholes. Big, big assholes. And it's like,
Mm.
it's unfortunate because it's like you're supposed to be like, that's like, imagine if like LeBron James was just an asshole and like didn't want to help nobody and didn't do anything outside of basketball for anybody and whatever, whatever. It's like you're supposed to be that kind of guy.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I feel like
the guys you're not talking about don't include like Chris Bumstead or something, because I feel like
no, no, no.
he's like the picture perfect
Yeah.
bodybuilder, dude.
No. We were not referring to him. We were talking about like just younger, smaller
Yeah.
influencers that are also part of the company.
Oh, okay.
Um, but no, what I was gonna say is like I feel like I understand some people may not want to be that helping hand and that kind of like, yeah, I'll help you because you're a figure of influence, whatever. But to my eyes, like, respectfully, if you don't wanna be that person, okay, don't fake what you post on social media. Say like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, just come say hi if you see me, whatever. And then you're like, what do you want? And
Yeah.
someone just wanted a picture, right? So just be true to what you want. But then also, I feel like if you are that person of influence, I think like that influence that you got comes with a price, and that price
Hmm.
is be willing to offer a helping hand or a little word of motivation, support, whatever it is, to the people that actually take their time to follow you and
Mm-hmm.
support you and whatnot. Yeah, of course, if you're in the middle of the workout and you value your workout time, you can be respectful. Hey, please, would you mind if I finish my workout first and then I can spend whatever time you need, whatever. Like that's just respectful
Yeah.
from yourself to your fans and from your fans to you.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you're just gonna be an ass, like regardless, then that's just like, then just don't be an influencer. Stay in your fucking cave and just don't.
Well,
There's a price that comes with the exposure, and I think that's one of the prices that people have to pay, whether like it or not.
yeah.
So I remember there was this. I think it was Eric Banks, the men's physique guy.
Yeah. I
I
hate
heard he's
E-Banks,
like
man.
super like cool and like outgoing, whatever it is.
That's not
But
what I've heard, but
regardless, doesn't matter. What I the video that I saw one time a while ago was him doing hack squats.
I know exactly the video. This is
Yeah,
when I really started to hate him, bro.
yeah, and he was like getting pissed when people would walk in front of
So
the
mad.
camera in a public gym, and he I think he snapped at one person or
He
he was
did.
just giving an attitude.
No, he did.
I don't
People were killing him on the internet for that.
know. So I saw he was throwing an attitude on the video, but I don't know if he actually like said something to someone after or not. But on the video, he's like kind of like throwing a fit when someone would walk in front of it,
Mm-hmm.
like where he's, and I'm like, bro, you're in a
Grow
public
up.
gym.
Grow
I'm
up.
like, if I'm like in the gym taping myself and someone like wants to go, I'm like, just come, just go for
Yeah.
it.
Every time.
Like, I'm in your way, you're not in my way. Like, let's get the things right. I know people have like, I'm taking part of the people's walking common space or whatever the fuck it's called. I was thinking these words. Anyway, I'm like in the way. So I don't want you to get out of your way to get from point A to point B just to avoid getting the video. If you do so, thank you very much. I appreciate you. But if you
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like doing it, like for whatever reason, just walk through,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Like it's a public gym. It's not my gym. I don't make the rules. I'm not any VIP member or whatever that I should have
Exactly.
a priority over anyone else. Like I'm paying the same membership as you have. Please fuck up my video. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's a video. I can redo it if I need to. Like
I
doesn't
always
really
tell
matter.
people, I'm like, it's gonna get 20 views anyways, man. It's not that
Yeah.
big of a deal.
But then
It's not that deep,
so
man.
but then to my point back is like when he does that, it's like that you have no right. First of all, going
Mm-hmm.
back to the public gym. But then it's like now you're letting all your fans and everyone else see the kind of person you are. And it's just like it's first of all, it's of course you're gonna probably lose followers, but then also it's like you're breaking the people's illusion and image they had of you. They
Mm-hmm.
thought of you so highly. They thought of you such like a humble, nice, kind person, and now you're throwing a tantrum because a member just walked in front of your camera instead of going around the machine, instead of going out of their way to feed your video, to cuddle your video, whatever. No, bro. Like
Yeah.
if you don't like that, don't record a video or get your own fucking gym.
Yeah.
Like Sean
It's like,
Corrida, he has his own fucking gym. He doesn't have to worry about that. Do that. You don't have the money, sucks for you.
yeah. It's different if you like my gym will there's a two brothers that like make like fitness movies almost, dude. Like they're like a production team. I think they do other
Mm.
stuff too outside of fitness. But like there's been a couple times where they like paid to rent out one of the rooms in the gym. You know what I mean? Like if you have an agreement like with the gym owner with something like that, that's a different story. But outside of that, bro, fuck off. Honestly, like right when
Now I did
he
see.
made that video, I posted a video. I made a video in when I was in Texas still in Alpha Land talking about that exact thing. I was like, I hate when people do that, bro, because then it makes everybody else nervous to I don't like when someone's like nervous, like if they do walk through and then they notice, or if they're like kind of like trying to whatever. I'm like, dude, I promise you, I'm not gonna, I'm not one of those
I'm not
dickheads.
snapping
So
at you.
just yeah, I don't really care like at all.
Now I did see another video on the same topic, but on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, from Ross Flanagan.
Hmm.
I know he stages a lot of his videos, but you can tell which ones are and which ones are
Yeah,
not. And this one did not seem like it. Someone walked in front of his camera, like flipping the finger to the camera, like on purpose. And like, okay,
it's
now
a different
that's
story.
completely different. Now I would fucking smack your head.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna be
Like
nice after that. Like,
one thing is like, okay, please don't go out of your way, but if you're gonna be an ass, then yeah, I'm gonna be an ass back. Like
yeah,
there's no way around it.
yeah,
That has nothing to do with what we're speaking about. Like there's no respect, there's no price to pay for being an influencer. That's just you being a little shit.
yeah. And it's like, why? I mean,
Yeah,
you
plus
care
like why?
care that much? These motherfuckers in their tripods and like, shut up, dude. Shut up. Shut
Plus
up.
he was a skinny teenager, probably 140 pounds.
Of course,
Obviously.
it makes even more sense.
Yeah.
Makes even more sense.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
I don't
making
know.
sense, should we talk about the my story?
I was wondering if we'd get to that today.
Yeah, I wanted to touch base on that, but I'm like, are we willing to lose half of our followers? I
No, I don't
am,
give a fuck.
even though
That
we
shit's
probably
so
have like
dumb.
5 subscribers. It's okay.
Yeah, no. The you're talking about the protesting, right?
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah, no. I had
I
that
don't get it.
argument last night with Kaylee too.
What does she think?
It Oh, she's on the opposite end. I'm like, that shit doesn't
Oh,
work. Like, nah. I'm like, but it's to your point, the people and the mindsets of the people who do, because I don't think it's this. I don't when like you say that, people probably hear this. Fuck that, whatever they're protesting about should happen anyways. Like, I agree with the other side. That's the immediate thing that people go to, and that's not the point. The point is you're not doing anything. That's my point. I agree this XYZ should change, but this isn't going to get it done. And
well,
like I said to you in the messages, like, when has that actually worked besides fucking, like 50, 100 years
well,
ago,
yeah.
when, yeah, that was the last time I remember it being any type of prevalent to where it actually made a major change. And even then it still took fucking however many years I mean, shit, we still deal with the,
Decades.
the bullshit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
It says you're going to continue on a new track. So let's hope that what happened last time doesn't happen this time.
If anything, I will just download both tracks and just put them together.
We'll have to this time, yeah.
It's okay. Anyway, so in this case, I disagree with also some of the things we're protesting.
Hmm.
Like one guy was just like an old retired guy, clearly not being able to do much physical work because he was sitting
Hmm.
at his chair like this, holding a sign that said, "We need to impeach Trump." And I'm like, okay, I disagree, but nonetheless, yeah,
Again.
like absolutely regardless. Um, nonetheless, I definitely agree. There's nothing that will come out of you protesting. Like, first of all, you're in Temecula, that is a very small town compared to LA or Washington.
Hmm.
Second of all, the government will still do whatever the fuck they want.
That's,
Like,
yeah, dude.
regardless of what you say, regardless of how many people do a march on or protest in front of the White House, if the government still doesn't want to do what you're claiming, especially if you're asking for the president to be impeached, they're just not gonna do it. Like,
Yeah.
what are you trying to do? So now, to my point, these are people that are not striving for anything. They are not working towards anything, and they are getting paid by someone else working Monday to Friday. So they don't work. They don't care about wasting one of their days off standing on a street causing traffic, because that's the only thing they're doing. They're just making traffic, and it's annoying, and just asking for people to honk to see if they agree with their thought process. That's the only thing they get, a little bit of reassurance right here. Besides that, you're making absolutely nothing. And me, and like I said on my story, every single person of influence, every single high successful individual or a high achieving person, none of them, absolute zero, are taking part of protests. None. I don't know anyone. And the lady who commented saying like, "Oh, there, my husband is one of the top performers in his company." I'm like, well, if he's one of the top performers, it's probably not his company; it's someone else's. Let's start there. And then others, highly educated, high earning individuals, then great for climbing the corporate ladder. Good for you. I'm glad you're making a great living, but you're still proving my point right.
Yeah.
They're not entrepreneurs. Non entrepreneurs will take part of this because we are not getting paid for showing up Monday to Friday and do our work those days. We are getting paid if we do our work. If we don't work, we don't get paid. We can grow. We can focus on it. And honestly, I'd rather spend, like, let's just say it's an hour on the protest. I'd rather go hit legs like I did yesterday than spend an hour under the sun just having a sign right here and asking for people to honk to see if they agree with my thought process.
Same.
That is a complete and utter waste of fucking time, and it's doing absolutely nothing for the topic I'm protesting about, nor my life. It's totally nothing. I'd rather stay in my couch watching Netflix. That's gonna be more productive, at least.
Yeah. And that's the biggest difference. Like we talked, or like I said a minute ago, the last time that these things were actually like well thought out, well planned, actually did something. There was a massive difference in the type of people that were there. Not just successful or whatever like that, anything like that. Because back then, obviously, the people like talking about the civil rights movement, those people weren't um, how you're saying success. Like they, it's not like they were all entrepreneurs, business owners, whatever. They had a real cause that everybody was very, very on the same page about, and they choreographed it well, all these things, intelligent people, right, that were fighting for something bigger. Now you have people that will go to these protests. I saw multiple videos of this from different protests from this no kings protest. They interview these people. You see it a lot at Trump rallies. They call it rallies, protest rally, same fucking thing. These people interview these people and they ask very simple questions. I saw one this morning. He interviewed a lady who was holding a sign about the protest. It was like, hey, what are you out here protesting for? Couldn't answer it. Hey, what's one of the things that like everybody's out here protesting about that like you don't agree with? Couldn't give them an idea. Like people are just there just to be there, and it's like the NPCs. Like they don't even know what the fuck is going on. Sure,
I
there's probably a few there that are leading the thing and know and are very passionate about it, but 90% of the people that are there are idiots. I mean,
I
morons.
actually got a reply, actually two replies saying the same thing. Most of them are getting paid to show up there.
Then there's that. We saw it in BLM too. All of those protests and those marches and stuff like that. There was people that were like paid to be in those things. And then you saw what the leaders of BLM did with the money.
Mm.
Nothing for us.
The
Went and
fun
bought a
thing
fucking mansion.
Yeah, the fun thing is like when the answer I gave to that thing that's like they're getting paid. I'm like, that is true. I've seen that before. I completely forgot. However, I doubt Nancy here with a Hello Kitty inflatable costume is getting paid to show up like that.
No.
I extremely doubt it. People were showing up with costumes like
Well,
the dinosaur costume, the Hello Kitty. Like she didn't have the head part, but the body looked like that. Um, I'm like, now, okay, if you want to protest for something that matters, why would you even show? Some
what are
people
we
are just
doing?
folks. Yeah,
Yeah.
why would you show up in a fucking costume? Like, what are you? Get some eyes from
Yeah.
people that are driving to look at what the fuck you're doing and then cause an accident. Is that what you want?
Mm-hmm.
Because that seems sure like hell is what you want. Like, there's
Yeah.
no point of why would you show up to a protest in a fucking costume? Like, what is it like a Halloween work? It's like the fuck you going for trick or treating? Fucking ridiculous. I swear to God, the only thing they are accomplishing is fucking traffic. It's wasting
Yeah.
my time that I'm not even partaking in a protest. Like, I have shit to do, bro, and I'm taking here like 15 minutes to go like a fourth of a mile because of your fucking protest and you're clicking the every single light just to walk just to cross in a fucking square. I'm like, come the fuck on, bro. People
S-
have more important things to do.
So I want to challenge you because I know my answer to this, and it's pretty simple because it's like it's really I don't really know, but okay, not just this topic in terms of the no kings and all that, but I'm talking about anything. What do they do instead?
What do you mean?
What do they do instead? Protests aren't going to work. We don't think that that's the best use of the time. What do they do instead? There's something that you want changed, that you need changed. You're not on the side of protesting. So if you want that changed, what do you do?
In my opinion, my like if I want something changed, like let's say I would agree with the no kings things. I believe me protesting or there's really nothing that I can do.
Which is that's what I meant. My answer. I have no idea. But that's the problem. And that's what I'm saying the difference was, like, very different times in the world, very different things that were being protested for, but looking at like civil rights movement and stuff, like there was, again, back to our point earlier, people taking real risk to get these things done, right? People
Yeah.
actually, choreographing things that were actually going to work and making strong movements. This They go out there in a fucking Halloween costume, wave a sign, don't even know what they're really there for, and then they go home and continue to live on their lives. Like, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I have a lot, on, like, there's sure things that I don't agree with or that I think should change, but I also got my life. I gotta, continue to run businesses and do all these things. So, like, to your point, like those people that aren't there realize like this isn't going to work. So unless there's something that I think is going to work and there's actual moves to make, I'm gonna keep making sure my family's good to the best of my ability, because that's
Yeah.
all I can do.
That's exactly my point. It's like entrepreneurs, like people who realize this. It's like you may like they may even disagree with whatever politics are going with the current presidency, right? But you're not gonna change it. It's like they're still, like I said before, they're still gonna do whatever the fuck they want, regardless. And the only things that you can change are things that are in your control, like things that affect you directly and
Mm-hmm.
that you can do directly, which is manage your business, build it as fucking big as possible, and again make as much earning for you and your family as you can. That's going to
Mm-hmm.
change your life, not really who is running for president or what they're doing. Like those are what I consider, those are variables you have to deal with that you
Mm-hmm.
have no control of.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, like, regardless of who's, at least for Argentina, right, regardless of who's taking presidency, there's always going to be some things that you like and some things that you don't like. So why the fuck stress about it?
Yeah.
Now, yeah, people will argue like, oh, but that's the problem. That's why people is like, I have other things that are more directly my control that I need to worry about than who's running for president. That's just my opinion. And
Mm-hmm.
that has saved me a lot of stress and a lot of arguments with
Yeah.
people in my close surroundings. So if I don't want to take close participation on who's running, like what the hell's going on with politics, that's my decision. You don't like it, that's not my problem.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
So now again, it's like I just want to focus on things that I have control of. Like, and besides, there's always going to be something that whoever's running for president is not disclosing that they end up doing. Again, at least based on my experience from back in Argentina, people will end up doing whatever the fuck they want, whether they tell you or not.
Yeah.
And most often than not, the things they end up doing, they are not telling you.
Yeah.
So it's like, why the why the hell did we run all the stress? Now, all those
And to your
arguments.
point, like this our at least here in the U.S., our society is built for those upper echelon people. They're going to Everybody that's making the decisions is in the group that everybody at the protests are not in. So it's like the people who can make a change don't give a fuck about what you want or need. That's the unfortunate truth. The only viable option I see right now is to, like you said, make a lot of money, build something to the point where you're, self-sustainable, whatever you got to do, get to that category. If we put everybody in that category, not that, a lot of the things that the upper echelon does is right, but if we put everybody in that category, well, no, there's no longer really an issue. Like everybody is in the same, which isn't really possible, but for sake of argument, if you could snap your fingers and tell all those people, those protests, like, hey, I'm gonna snap my fingers and you're gonna be filthy rich, and like most of these issues that you have a problem with are now gonna benefit you, I guarantee you 90% of them are like, okay, bet, actually, I'm good. I'll stay. I'll go over there with you. And none of the, because half of you don't even know what you're there for in the first place. You're just you're just there, hanging out with your friend and doing whatever everybody else around you agrees with. So you're gonna go do that too. But I don't know. Yeah, I got temperatures to take. Not I can't be out there wasting my time.
Temperatures to take and meals to eat. Okay, let's see what the temperature shows. Is this 40 minutes? Oh yeah. Oh shit. After your last meal, huh? I actually don't take my temperature at all.
Hmm.
No. I actually tried not too long ago to see like before. Oh, I don't know if I told you. I just took like almost like 4 days rest.
Yeah. I saw that.
Uh, so I wanted to take like 98.7. Nice.
After
Thriving.
meal one, that's pretty decent.
Thriving. What was
Pretty
the
decent.
fasting one? Do you get it?
The fasted one this morning was low for some reason. Really weird. It was like 97.1 or 97.2, which is like right there, but like I don't know. The last couple of days have been but normally it's usually high 97s,
Yeah. Oh, well, from
97.6, 97.7.
97.2 to 98.7. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, like I like that. I'm glad that's happening. And my next one will be for sure. Well, my
99.
my next two are usually in the 99s. I'm also taking T3 too, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know why they've been super low. But I also had like 3 days ago. I did it in the morning, and it before it started reading, it like popped up with a thing that said low. Like I think the battery's low, so I think I need to get it.
So that's what happened with my thermometer that I wanted to get my temperatures on the first day I took off.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll just see where it is. And then it wouldn't load. Like, I think the battery is low, and the battery is like those flat ones, but the very, very, very small ones. So I'm like, where the fuck am I going to get this?
Ooh wee.
I'd rather just
Ah,
buy a whole new thermometer than getting those batteries. Like, fucking insane.
I'm dying. Cramp. Oh, I got a hammy
Oh, you're
cramp
fucked.
real bad.
Get some salt. Get some
Ah.
salt.
Ooh wee. Ooh wee. I'm not sure I can sit back down, folks.
So that's what happened on prep, folks. You get cramps all over the place.
Oh. It's a bad motherfucker, bro.
Yeah. Just go get some salt.
I already had salt with this last my allotted salt with this last meal, bro.
Dude, it's fucking salt. You're not having like 10 grams extra.
Shit. I apologize for the technical difficulties. We gotta shake that bitch out.
Someone replied to my story about the thingy on Facebook. This is an old lady, by the way, an older lady about the process. And I'm not going to open it, but the only thing I see from my preview on the notifications is because they live in their parents' basement and don't have a life.
And that's exactly true.
Very valid argument right there. I like it. And this is an
Very
older
valid.
retired lady, like just so you can have an idea. But anyway, what I was gonna say, I finished the days off, and I was having my training days like are like 500 grams of carbs ish a day without having to train. That was heaven.
You did how many a day without having to train?
Like my regular training day, what are like 500 carbs? Let me see. Let me see. 527. Sorry,
Oh, no training?
no training. That was
Ooh.
beautiful. And my weight stayed pretty decently steady. Like last Sunday, I was 220.2. After the first high day that I did, um, it went to 222.2, but then it came down to 220 with some change and stayed there. And today I'm 220 on the dot. So I'm like, you better increase my food.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is taking me
Wait,
out.
have a calf or hamstring?
Hamstring.
Oh, yeah. No, pass. Pass, pass.
I'm, I'm fucking dying right now. Holy shit.
You still have it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Real
Ugh.
bad. Whoo-wee, dude. I hit
Sorry,
legs 2 days ago.
go have a little bit of salt and just put it on under your tongue.
Write it out. Write it out.
All right, we'll close it there.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get off here.
Yeah, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna shut it down for technical
Appreciate it.
difficulties.
Thanks. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening.
But yeah, we'll pop up next week on the next episode. Hopefully, Caden doesn't have anything, or hopefully he has like a little bit of salt next to him, so he can just under the tongue. You pop nicotine pouches like nothing, but this is just salt, so it's like much healthier.
Ooh. You guys have an amazing Sunday. I'm out of here. Goodbye.
Peace out.
Fuck.